about it. Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another live stream, and welcome to all your latest Chelsea transfer news. And of course, welcome to the home of the world champions. Big up to everyone that's already locked in. Make sure you're smashing up the likes. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. And as always, get involved in the chat. We have got plenty to dive into as always, guys. A packed show to bring you. All the latest on Jarell Hayter and Xavi Simons. Plus, the Garnacho rumours have really heated up last night. Garnacho is waiting for an approach from Chelsea. And Romano saying that Chelsea would like to sign both Garnacho and Xavi Simons. We've got the latest on Nicolas Jackson with a move to Man United ruled out and a move to Aston Villa looking unlikely. Juventus are looking to offload Dusan Vlahovic to make room for Nico Jackson, potentially. Plus, we've got the latest on outgoings as well in regards to Ben Chilwell, Raheem Sterling, and, of course, Amanda Broja. So, loads to dive into, guys. Big up to everyone, as I said. But first things first. First things first, chat. Make sure you are... what was I going to say? Make sure you check out Jersey's FC Soccer Shop, people. Link is in the description. Use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off. Make sure you're looking fresh in the new Chelsea shirts for the upcoming season. Great quality, affordable prices. Get whatever names, numbers, patches you want on the back. Check it out now. Link is in the description. Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off. Now, that is enough about that, guys. That is enough about that. Let's say hello to some of you lot, and then we'll get the show on the road. Let me just get rid of this off the screen now. Let's say hello to a few people. There's not many in the chat at the moment. No to Garnacho, fair enough. Let's not be like Arsenal fans and create. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, I'm not on that at all. Fair enough. I mean, look, this looks like it's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet, but it certainly, unfortunately, looks like it is heading in that direction, which, yeah, it's not optimal, guys. It's not optimal. It's not what we're looking for. But, I mean, what can we do, guys? What can we do? What can we do? There's only so much we can do. There's only so much we can do. But it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. You know, we kind of have to accept this. But there's more people flowing in now. There's more people flowing in to the chat. Let's see what's going on here. Yes, big up, big up. Let's pray Garnacho won't come. Bro, I'm with you on that one. Please, Chelsea, don't get Garnacho. Yes, big up, brother. Come on, the Blues. If Garnacho comes, he's not our sole winger. We've got plenty of options. Yeah, look, I think this is kind of how this would have to be looked at. You know, he wouldn't be... He'd be a rotation option. It's not like he'd be coming in to be a main starter, or I don't think that's going to be the case if he does arrive. But, yeah, I think we just have to look at it that way. Let's see. But that Juve getting Jackson is solely dependent on Dusan Vlahovic going. Yes, hope you're well. We cannot forget that what everybody said about Sancho. Same situation here with Garnacho. We never had a problem with Sancho. I think it's a bit different, though. I think it's a little bit different. I get what you're saying to a certain extent. I just personally do not understand the obsession with Garnacho. I just don't get it. Like, why are we so obsessed? Bro, you also said that that Donnarumma's coming. So, you know, two can play that game. I think we should keep Jackson. I think we should keep Jackson. It makes no sense whatsoever to sell Nico Jackson and replace him in the squad with Garnacho. It's just stupid. It's just so stupid. Anyway, yes, big up from Kenya. No, this is the FA. This is basically I think, I don't know how many years it was, maybe 50-year anniversary of the 1970 FA Cup final. We wore this against Nottingham Forest for literally one game in the FA Cup a few years back. You know, it was a really difficult shirt to get hold of. I managed to grab one at the time. And yeah, you don't really see them anywhere anymore. Yes, big up to all the Chelsea fans in Kenya. But let's dive into this Garnacho stuff then, chat, because unfortunately, it depends how you feel on it. It depends how you feel on it. But it's certainly it's raised its ugly head again. If you're in my side of the camp, obviously, if you're in the other side of the camp, you might be quite pleased about this. But anyway, Fabrizio Romano doing a transfer show on DAZN last night. Chelsea could go for both Garnacho and Xavi Simons this summer. There's a concrete possibility they go for both. They want both of them. At the moment, the priority is Simons. So this is where we're at. This is where we're at, chat. It very much looks like Garnacho could well happen. But what I think right now, obviously the focus is on Simons, the focus is on Hato, then obviously there's going to be a focus on outgoings. But what I'm sensing here is that Chelsea are probably going to try and wait as long as they can in the window for that asking price to come down. They're probably looking at it from a point of view where we don't want to spend more than 50 million on Garnacho. We want to get him for under 50 million. And if they wait long enough, then United could well reduce that price because they need to get rid of him. They don't want to keep paying him, to sit on his arse and do nothing because he's not part of the plans. He's not on the pre-season tour. He's not playing. So Chelsea are probably going to try and play the game where let's wait as long as possible. The price will drop. They'll get desperate and they'll accept less than they would have originally wanted just to get the guy off the books. So we'll see on that. We will see on that. Yes, big up, brother. Yes, big up. What else is going on? I don't know why things in the chat are not coming through. Why are they not coming through on StreamYard, but they're coming through in the actual chat? Guys, I'm not bringing any comments up. Apologies. They don't seem to be coming through on StreamYard for some reason. They don't seem to be coming through. But they are coming through in the chat here, so I'm just going to have a look at them. I have a sneaky feeling we'll sign Garnacho for 30 to 35 mil later in the window. Mate, there's absolutely a possibility. I also wouldn't rule out a situation, guys, where we do maybe a similar deal that we did with Jadon Sancho. I wouldn't rule that out from happening either. Absolutely wouldn't rule that out at all. But it's clear that Chelsea want both. It's absolutely clear that both are wanted. Simons a priority. We're working on that. We haven't really had any concrete sort of news on any kind of sort of official approaches or any bids or anything like that. None of those bids have come in. Chat, bear with me because for some reason the comments aren't coming through on StreamYard. I'm going to leave the studio and then come back in. Don't go anywhere, people. I'm going to leave studio and then come back in, chat. Right, are we back on stage? We're back on stage. I don't know why the screen has disappeared, but we can bring that back up. There we are. We're back in business and the comments are coming through. Fantastic. Garnacho will do better than Sancho. I don't know if he will, to be honest. I don't know if Garnacho will do better than Sancho. I mean, is there any guarantee? Is there any guarantee that happens? Is there? It's smart business. Trust our directors. I don't know if it is smart business. Is it smart business? Garnacho changed his name on Insta to Alex. Yeah, apparently he wants to be known as Alex now rather than Alejandro Garnacho. He wants to be known as Alex Garnacho. Yeah, strange. Real strange one. Is it unacceptable for me if Garnacho comes to our club? We have players like George who can play on the left, on that left-hand side. Yeah, bro, I absolutely hear what you're saying on that one. I absolutely hear what you're saying on that one, and it is strange. It is strange, you know. Look, I think what we have to accept here is, chat, is that for the right price, it may, I suppose, it might not be terrible, but this is by no means me endorsing it or anything along those lines. I just think if you were able to do something for around £40 million, then it's probably not a bad deal in terms of finances. My only thing is just like, what's the plan for him? Where's he playing? Unless the plan is to play Palmer on the right hand side a lot more, because if Garnacho comes in, chat, it's Garnacho and Gittins on that left hand side. It's Xavi Simons and Cole Palmer in the 10. It's Neto and Esteval on the right, and it's Joao Pedro and Liam Delap and Nico Jackson up front. Is that kind of what we're looking at here? Is that how we're going to play it? Yeah, it's just a bit of a, it's just one that just doesn't make any sense to me, really. Like why we're so obsessed to get him. Why are we so obsessed to get him? George does need a loan. Absolutely he does. I don't know what's going on with the chat on StreamYard. You know, for some reason, it's just not coming through properly. Apologies if I don't bring any comments up, chat. I am, bro. How do I hate to have options? I've been the one banging on about needing to have multiple options, and it's you guys in the chat who are saying that, oh, we should get rid of Jackson and have a shitter option instead. You know, I'm more than happy to have options, but please tell me why we need Garnacho when we can have Gittins and Simons on the left as options, Simons, Pedro, and Palmer as options in the 10. We can have Neto, Esteval, and Palmer as an option on the right, and you can have Jackson, Joao Pedro, and Delap as your striker options. What is the problem here? What is the problem here, chat? Can someone please tell me, because I am I'm confused. I'm confused as to why that's a problem. You know, I've always talked about having options, but it just doesn't make sense in my mind or in my opinion for Garnacho to come in. Why do we need him? Why do we need him? Yeah, I know. Of all the wingers available, why Garnacho? And you got Quenda coming next season as well, bro. I'm not. This is what people are failing to understand, right? People either don't watch Xavi Simons or they just are choosing to be stupid on purpose. Xavi Simons played most of his games for RB Leipzig last season on the left-hand side. He is not an out-and-out left winger. But if we continue to play how we played for the last couple of games of the Club World Cup, the semi-final and the final, where you have someone drifting in from that left-hand side, Xavi Simons fits that role. We're going to have an out-and-out touchline winger in Gittins on that side, with another option being Xavi Simons, who can drift in from the left. Those are going to be the two options. So people are either just not watching Xavi Simons, or they're just, you know, on a bit of a wind-up, it would seem. They're on a bit of a wind-up, it would seem, because Simons can absolutely play off that left-hand side. He won't play as a touchline winger or anything like that. Neto getting sold next summer, I've got absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea if Neto's getting sold next summer or not. So look, Chelsea want both Garnacho and Xavi Simons, and then there's more on Alejandro Garnacho. Let me just quickly find it now. Yeah, this here from Laurie Whithall, sorry, in The Athletic. He's a Man United correspondent in The Athletic. Laurie Whitwell. Alejandro Garnacho continues to wait for Chelsea. We've even had Ben Jacobs saying, chat, that Garnacho would welcome an approach from Chelsea. So this is the situation that we're in. Bro, I'm sorry, Chelsea all the way. Are you? I really do wonder what you're basing your comments on. Simmons did not play on the left of midfield. He played in a front three on the left-hand side, coming in with Sesko and Openda. You only have to look at his stats and where he played the majority of his games last season on the left-hand side. I'm not saying that he is a touchline winger. I've not said that once. But he will be used on the left-hand side, drifting in from the left. Chat, I can see some of the stuff coming in. Obviously, it's not the comments aren't coming through on StreamYard for some reason. Let me just quickly refresh the page. And we are back. Yes, we're back. Comments do seem to be coming in. Well, it's updated. Whether they're actually going to come through or not remains to be seen. But we try. We try. Bro, Xavi, look, he'll play off the left-hand side, drifting in as well. He's being signed to play off the left-hand side and to play as a number 10. He will play in both of those positions for Chelsea. That is why he's being signed, chat. You know, this is really not difficult to understand. This is really not difficult to understand. Look, at the end of the day, if Maresca came out and says he wants Garnacho, he's earned the right to be trusted on his judgment. It doesn't mean that I would suddenly want him because the manager wants him. You know, that's the thing. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah, chat. These comments on StreamYard are cooked. So I'm just following the chat on YouTube. So I can't bring any comments up. I can't bring any comments up, but I can read. Yeah, big up to Morning Zombie. Big up, brother. There's obviously StreamYard's obviously got some sort of bug going on. Some sort of bug going on because the comments are just not coming through. I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is, but there we go. So I'm not ignoring the chat. Why do people keep doing "here we go" for Hato in the chat? Guys, let's grow up. Let's grow up, chat. Let's grow up. There is no Hato. Here we go. Oh, are we back? Yes, big up, chat. Chat, we might be back. StreamYard might of the bug might be fixed. Are we back? No, here we go. Oh, fuck, chat, we could be back. Someone put something in the chat. Yes, we are back. Yeah, we're back. We're back. We're back. The comments seem to be working. Anyway, so Garnacho's waiting for Chelsea. And this checks out, and this does make sense because he was obviously could have gone somewhere by now this summer. He absolutely could have gone somewhere already this summer, but he's clearly chosen not to, and he is waiting for that Chelsea approach. Now, is that Chelsea approach going to come? Fuck knows. Fuck knows if that Chelsea approach is going to come. But unfortunately, with the amount of reports we're getting about it, it just feels like it's a matter of time until it does arrive. But what I would say is, despite what I think, despite what anyone else thinks, if Garnacho does join Chelsea, then we have got to get behind him and support him. And we just have to back it. We just have to back it at the end of the day. There's nothing more that we can do about it. We just have to back it and we'll have to accept it. Chat, we're 250 in the building. Keep smashing the like button. We're only on 80 likes. Get this up over 100 likes, chat, and keep subscribing if you are new round here. But yeah, I'm not for this signing at all. But at the end of the day, like with every player, I'll support them and get behind them when they join. Bro, come on. Look, you've got to back players when they join. You know, what chance has someone got if fans are already, saying they're not going to support a player when they join? You just have to back it. You just have to back it. I will always support every player that arrives at the football club, whether I wanted them or not in the first place, because that's what you do. Again, this is not true. When did I say I didn't back João Pedro? I was supportive of the João Pedro signing. Yeah, I had a few reservations about certain things, but I never said we shouldn't sign him or that he wouldn't be a good signing. Exactly this. This is the thing. You get behind your own. You back them. Once they're on that. Once they've got that blue shirt on, you've got my backing until otherwise. You've got my backing until otherwise. Yeah, bro, that's not backing. That's not backing a signing. That's just raising questions as to where someone might play. That's totally different from saying, "Oh, I don't want this player," or "I don't like this player," or whatever. Big up, bro. Big up. Bro, yeah, I didn't like Felix. Still supported him. And by the way, to every single one of you Felix people, I told you. I said exactly what was going to happen when he joined the football club at the time. I said it was a complete waste of time, complete waste of everyone's money, and a complete just shambles for everyone involved. And now look, he's 25 and he's gone to the Saudi Pro League. So no one chat to me about Felix. I hope so. Yeah, guys, run it up. Are we at 100 yet? No, we're not. We're only on 90. Come on, chat. I mean, I don't know if things work like that. I mean, look, you never know. You do never know, of course, because we're not in the boardroom and we're not privy to these conversations. But yeah, it's a strange one. Yeah, bro, more will go out the door. Yeah, and again, that's always the concern, Is the reward worth the risk? And I'm not sure if it is, personally. So that's where we are. He's waiting. I just don't get. I just don't see the need for Garnacho. I don't get what we need. I don't get what he's going to bring us. But to be honest, we just have to get behind it, because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, which is great. But I've kind of accepted the fact, chat, that this is going to happen. So what we've got to hope for here is that we can have, if that he's matured, his behaviour at our club is better, and that his brother stays away from social media and just stays away from everything, because that sort of nonsense won't run in this fan base. And maybe Enzo Fernandez can help guide him as well, seeing as they've both been teammates at Argentina before. Those are the things that we will have to hope for, chat. I don't really think there's much more we can do here. I've accepted that. There clearly conversations behind the scenes have been going on for a number of weeks now with his reps and whatnot. He wants to stay in the Premier League, and I can quite clearly see that he'd much rather go to a Chelsea than he would to an Aston Villa or a Tottenham or whatever other clubs are interested in him. That's where we're at with this, chat. That is exactly where we're at with it. But it's a strange one. So that is the latest. We can get this will go later this will go late into the window, and we wait and see. But Chelsea absolutely want both. They do want both Xavi Simons and Alejandro Garnacho, and now we are just waiting. We are just waiting. Yeah, absolutely, exactly what I've been saying. That's what we have to do as a fan base. I also hear that as well. Instead of signing Garnacho, why don't you just pay a bit more money and get Quenda in now? Does that not make more sense? The only thing is, will Man United sanction that sort of deal again, knowing how it's kind of fucked them on the Sancho front? Will they do that? I'm not entirely sure. Now, I know that if you looked at Garnacho's numbers and if you compared his stats to other wingers across Europe's top 5 leagues for wingers under the age of 21, then he probably ranks very highly. But my main issues are off-field issues and our actual need for him, given the attacking options we've already got. Yes, bro. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're well, brother. Good to hear from you, mate. Good to hear from you. Because look, we're being real, right? It's not really an ability thing with Garnacho, because the ability is there. He is talented. It's more the attitude and the off-field stuff and the actual need for him within the squad. Are my main issues. That's the big one. Let's hope so. But anyway, let's move away from Garnacho, and we're going to talk about Nico Jackson again. And this is always a fiery and divisive debate on the channel. I sort of feel like I'm fighting an army here. Me defending Nico Jackson against 263 people. But anyway, according to Laurie Whitwell, Man United had been exploring a deal for Nicolas Jackson, but have ruled out a move due to the cost. So Nico Jackson will not be moving to Manchester United. So we can rule that one out. So Nico Jackson not going to Manchester United. So we can rule that one out. The big one here with Nico Jackson is this one. Let's bring this up on the screen. And again, it looks like a move to Aston Villa is off the cards as well, according to the Telegraph. A potential route for Jackson to join Aston Villa appears to be shut by Villa's desire to keep Ollie Watkins. However, Man United obviously have got Ollie Watkins on their striker list, and if you believe what's being reported, Manchester United have got a 2-man striker shortlist, and the 2 options on their shortlist are Ollie Watkins and Benjamin Sesko. Those are the 2 choices for United. So obviously Villa are going to do what they can to keep Watkins. It doesn't mean they will keep him, but we wait and see. We wait and see on that front, chat. That's what we do. Bro, Sesko's not going to Sesko to United or Newcastle. Jackson won't be going to United. They can't afford him. I just don't see that happening. I really don't. Yeah, I don't think Watkins will end up going to United either. I think Benjamin Sesko to United is kind of just an obvious transfer. Although, if we're being honest, in the short run, long term, Sesko would be the better signing for United. However, in the immediate short term, I do feel that like signing an Ollie Watkins is actually going to be far more beneficial to them. Far more beneficial to them. Signing someone like an Ollie Watkins. That's my personal opinion on it. So anyway, let's get rid of that. The real big one here was the Juventus stuff on Nicolas Jackson, because Juventus want to move out Dusan Vlahovic, and if they can do, then there is every likelihood they will target Jackson. Sources believe Juve would be able to pay around 60 million for a striker if Vlahovic went, and Jackson's wages would not be prohibitive. And I also read somewhere as well, by the way, that Chelsea would perhaps be prepared to sell Jackson for less if he was going to a foreign club, which kind of does make sense. Maybe you put a Premier League premium on players going to a rival Premier League club. But again, Juventus have got to offload Dusan Vlahovic. And this is the one thing that I would say, right, where this is much better than what we were doing under Roman in terms of our ability to be able to sell players. Because yes, players are on long contracts, but because of the wage structure we've got in place, we are able to still move players on because of the relatively low base wage that we are paying them. So wages aren't an issue. What players are we having issues moving on? Raheem Sterling, massive wages. Wasn't signed before the wage structure. Ben Chilwell, huge wages. Again, those are the two players we're having the most issues moving on, and it's the two players who are on the most amount of money. So you might think, how are they moving? How do Chelsea keep moving players on? How do they keep doing this? The reality is, chat, is that the relatively low wages are massively helpful when it comes to moving players on. We aren't paying silly money for players to players, and when it comes to selling, then that's great. That's going great. Yeah, the Sassy is going to be difficult to move on as well. You know, there's no doubt about that. The Sassy will also be tough to move on. You know, it's going to be tough to move these guys on. Yeah, we will sell Sterling. We will sell Sterling, chat. You know, Sterling won't be here at the start of the season. It just depends whether he goes on loan or whether it's a permanent transfer. You know, those are the things that we need to be thinking about. Again, I hope so. That's the plan. That's definitely the plan. We're not going to be, guys, we're not getting Kenan Yildiz. People need to relax on that one. Yildiz is not coming to Chelsea this summer. Absolutely no chance. And yeah, look, someone mentioned it earlier. I didn't think Isak was going to go to Liverpool this summer. I don't think anyone really believed Isak would join Liverpool this summer. It's now looking like it could absolutely happen. It hasn't happened yet. Whether it happens this summer or next summer, it will happen. But again, I'm happy to say I'm wrong on that one if it does happen. However, it's not like some sort of ridiculous stance to have taken to not think that Isak would join Liverpool. You know, no one even the most diehard of Liverpool fans wouldn't have thought this summer they would have had a chance to get Isak. None of them would have thought that. And yeah, you can never rule anything out in the transfer market. That is absolutely correct. Nothing can ever be ruled out. That is very true. That is very, very true. Yeah, Sterling will go permanently. Sterling will go permanently. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it at all in my mind. Even if we have to accept less than 20, I've not got an issue with that. Jackson, you lot know where I am with that. You lot know exactly where I am with that. I still believe that he'll be a Chelsea player. But that doesn't necessarily mean that clubs won't try and test the water. That doesn't necessarily mean that offers might not come in. But offers will only come in for Jackson if they get encouragement from the player side that he wants to leave. That's the situation we're in right now. That is the situation we're in right now. So again, if they get encouragement from Jackson's camp, offers will come in. If they don't get any encouragement from Jackson's camp, no offers will come in, and he'll be an important option. He'll be an important option next season. That's it. If you want to waste your time, sure. But yeah, Rodrigo's not going to be coming to Chelsea. I'm pretty certain on that. Yeah, I'm pretty certain on that Rodrigo definitely will not be coming to Chelsea, chat. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think that's going to be the case at all. We're not winning the league with Garnacho. Bro, one player is not going to win you the league. It's a squad will win you the league. Signing Garnacho is not going to... If we don't sign Garnacho, we're probably not winning the league. If we sign Garnacho, we're probably not winning the league either. Signing Garnacho or not signing Garnacho is not a determining factor as to whether Chelsea will win the league. The reality is that we, at this point in time, aren't good enough to win the league right now. We're not better than the teams we're competing with. And we're trying to close that gap. And hopefully this summer and next season, we will close that gap. But the reality is, chat, is that we haven't done enough yet to close the gap on your Liverpools and your Man Cities and whatnot. Bro, Malik Fofana is probably going to join Everton, or he might go elsewhere. If Chelsea were dead set on getting Malik Fofana, it would have been done by now. It would have been done by now. If Chelsea really wanted him. Yes, he's a player that was on the list that we've looked at, and obviously that Chelsea are fans of. But we have to be real here, guys. We have to be real here. That was not really going to happen, I don't think. Bro, we don't. I don't think we need a centre back. I really don't. Hato will come in and he'll play. I don't know where. Well, he'll play obviously predominantly left back as an alternative to Correa, and he'll play some centre back if needed. And that's that. I don't see us going in for another centre back. Why would we? There just isn't the space unless someone leaves, and probably two have to leave. And I don't mean your Disassis or your Vegas or anything like that. I mean from your Chalobahs, from your Tossins, from your Badia Shields. Probably two of those have to leave to make it worthwhile even bringing a centre back in. And if you're going to bring a centre-back in, it needs to be a starting level centre-back, not just a squad filler. We don't need a squad filler. If we're getting Xavi Simons, then no. I don't see what the need is for Morgan Rogers if you're going for Xavi Simons. It's not going to happen. If we're going for Simons and Garnacho, you're not going to go for Morgan Rogers, are you? No, that's absolutely not true. There was one report from Marca in Spain suggesting Ronaldo had asked to sign Cucurella, but Cucurella categorically is not for sale. So there we go. It's very, very simple. Strasbourg signed the next City Academy player. Let's see. Well, regardless, bro, I don't think we're getting one. I still don't see a centre-back coming. I still don't see it. That's just my opinion. I still don't see it happening. A centre-back coming. We're having no links with any centre-backs. I don't think a centre-back's coming. I think literally, guys, we'll get Hato and Simons over the line, and then we probably sign Garnacho and maybe we get a goalkeeper. Bro, we're not getting Donnarumma. You know, if there was a chance to get Donnarumma this summer, we have to be all over it. But we're not getting Donnarumma. Yeah, and it needs to be one from the starting pool, as it were. It's not going to be like a Disassi or a Vega who are surplus to requirements. They're both going. We need another one to go from there. I got no idea whether Maresca does or doesn't want Garnacho. I'm not really too sure what the situation is in that one. Yeah, miles better than Sanchez. I mean, guys, I don't understand why this conversation is happening. Is Donnarumma better than Sanchez? Is this what we're seriously doing, chat? Come on. We're much better than that. Guys, we're also much better than 116 likes. What's going on here? Smash up that like button. We're 240 in the building. Guys, let's get this to 200 likes. Come on, chat. Keep smashing up that like button. It's free. It takes seconds and it helps me out more than you could ever imagine. The more likes something is, the more boosted it gets in that YouTube algorithm. I never ask for any money from anyone. Just please smash the like and keep hitting that subscribe button as well. Let's get this up to 200 likes. Come on, people. Absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not. Yes, big up, brother. Bro, respectfully, that is utter garbage. Do you not watch him in the Champions League? Do you not watch like what he's done? And don't say, "Oh, we conceded 3 goals against Chelsea, therefore he's rubbish." We're not doing that nonsense. He's way better than Sanchez. All right, he might not have the best distribution, but if you're looking at an overall package in a goalkeeper, there is no way we are getting that. There's no way ever that Sanchez is better than Donnarumma. No, bro. What are we talking about? What are we talking about here? Why would you sign Liam Delap and then send him on loan? Guys, what are we doing here? No, bro, it's not even. It's nothing to do. It's nothing to do with big names. But if you're asking me who is a better goalkeeper, Sanchez or Donnarumma, I'm sorry, but in my opinion, there is no argument whatsoever for Sanchez being a better goalkeeper. Bro, people can challenge my opinions and I'll challenge people's opinions. You know, it's all part of the debate. You know, no one's hated. Everyone's welcome to say what they want to say. And that's what I want to promote on this channel, in this community, that people can have their own opinions, and you know, I can challenge them, and people can challenge my opinions. That's what it's all about. Again, completely taking out of context what I said. Never said Guehi was a better player than Dean Huyson. Said Guehi would be a better fit for the way that we play and would be a better fit for what we're looking for right now. Also, never said Maresca was a bad manager, but that's okay. You know, it might not be impossible. It's just very unlikely. It's just very, very unlikely. Bro, I've watched Sanchez for 2 years at Chelsea. He's not a good goalkeeper, makes mistakes all the time, costs us points. Yes, he has some good games. Okay, but people are allowing a run of a few good games or a bit of form towards the end of the season, and they're basing it on that rather than the whole 2 years he's been here. He's not good enough. You're not going to win a Premier League or a Champions League with Robert Sanchez in goal. You're not doing it. That is just not. It's just not possible. Unfortunately, so yes, it appears that way. But yeah, anyway, look, in regards to Nico Jackson and Juventus, let's wait and see. I mean, for people that want Jackson out, I wouldn't be holding out any hope that he's going anywhere. I don't know where Dusan Vlahovic is going to go. Got absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea where Dusan Vlahovic is going. But if they can move Dusan Vlahovic on, then absolutely, maybe it's one to keep half an eye on. Maybe it's one to keep half an eye on, chat. But again, you know my thoughts. I don't really see it. I don't really see it happening. I personally not on that. Don't see it happening. And I think Jackson will be a Chelsea player next season. Uh, Garnacho. I mean, George hasn't got a future at Chelsea anyway, unfortunately. I mean, it's just the way that it goes. But look, with the quality of players that we've got coming in, the pathway is just not there for George. Yeah, the Hato deal is very close. The Hato deal is close. Mate, all I'm interested in is getting a better goalkeeper than Robert Sanchez. And Donnarumma is a better keeper than Sanchez. So obviously I would take Donnarumma. Overall better goalkeeper is Donnarumma. If you want to break it down into different aspects and whatnot, fine. But in an overall package, chat, Donnarumma is a better goalkeeper than Robert Sanchez. That is my opinion. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, look, let's wait and see what happens with Nico Jackson. Who knows? Who knows what's going to go here? What's going to happen? But yeah, look, absolutely. Look, to be honest, I think we should be going for. Yeah, look, we should maybe go and try again for Robert Sanchez. We should not for Robert Sanchez. Sorry, for Mike Maignan. We should still go and try for him. I'm not sure if people watch the Champions League and the saves that Donnarumma was making on that run to the final and how important a part of the team he was. But anyway, it is what it is. You know, he's won the Euros, the Champions League, the treble last year. But look, we're not going to get Donnarumma. I think the wages will be too much for us, chat. The wages will absolutely be too much for us. There's no doubt about that. The wages will be too much for us. So yeah, that's where we're at. That is where we're at. In terms of the latest on Jarell Hato, that is very, very close now. Fabrizio saying yesterday the Jarell Hato deal for Chelsea, the Chelsea deal for Jarell Hato is at the final stages. The player is ready to sign a long-term deal at Chelsea with the two clubs close to a full agreement. So yeah, we're now very, very close on Jarell Hato. And I would imagine the next update we get on Hato will be a here we go. That would be my expectation, chat. The next update will be a here we go. And then we'll go from there. This is the thing, right? People moan when there's when a deal's moving slowly and there's no updates, and then when updates come that aren't really saying anything new. By the way, I'm not aiming this at you, CAA Mafia. I'm just saying in general. Is that people moan about the constant updates, right? And then people will moan when there's not really any new updates, and then some updates come and it's really just the same news. You know, these deals will get done. You know, these deals are going to get done. These deals will happen, and these two will both be Chelsea players. I don't see any difference on that one. To a certain extent, I would agree with you on that. To a certain extent, I do agree with you on that. But people are wanting constant updates, and then when they get like a new update worded in a slightly different way, you know, they're then moaning about that as well. You know, but look, Hater will happen. We're just sorting out the final fee, the final little negotiations. There's not an awful lot left to do now on that one. And I do believe personally, the next update we get will be the here we go. Will be the here we go. Hato's not, well, two reasons. The transfer's close, and also he's not, the reason he's not playing is because he's told Ajax he doesn't want to play because of the transfer. You know, if he wanted to play, he'd be playing. So that is a player specific thing. But Hato, I think, to be honest, chat, I think Hato will get done before Xavi Simons does. And they will both, I'm confident they'll both be in the building, chat, for August 4th when we return to training. And we will see debuts of Hato and Simons at those games, either against Bayer Leverkusen or AC Milan. That's when we will see. That's when we will see. Chelsea have just officially confirmed the departure of Joao Felix. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Officially confirmed. Joao Felix gone. I imagine Al Nassr have now announced the signing. No, they haven't announced the signing. But Chelsea have confirmed Joao Felix's departure, and he signed a permanent deal with Al Nassr, as we know. Someone's telling me to check Vince. Let's have a look. He's not posted anything for 3 hours. Yeah, Gittins will make his debut then as well. Bro, it's not a 20 million loss on Felix. It's 30 million euros up front, add-ons, and then sell-on clause. So Chelsea valued Felix at they valued him at 50 million euros. And with the add-ons and the sell-on clause, we will get our 50 million euros for Felix. We're just getting it in a roundabout way. So that's where we are. Bro, respectfully, we're not doing Graham Bailey in 2025. We're just not. We all know the Hato deal is basically done. That's not, you know, some sort of wow, big revelation. We know that's virtually done. We know that's not being done. Well, we need to wait for the players to come in. Well, I would say Hato 95% done. I would say that deal is 95% done. That would be my opinion on it. That's that. I think we're 95% there on Hato. It's close. That's it. That's the update. It's close. And then in terms of Xavi Simons as well, chap. In terms of Xavi Simons, the Xavi Simons deal, the Chelsea deal is also close. I do wonder, chat, whether and again, someone mentioned this the other day, and I don't know whether it's true or not. I wonder if they're waiting to do some sort of double announcement. Could they be waiting to do some sort of double announcement? It's possible, although you don't tend to hear about double announcements. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, that is the most obvious. That's the most obvious one going, isn't it? The most obvious one going. Chat, we're still over 200 in the building. Only 148 likes. Let's get up these final 50 likes to the 200 mark. Keep smashing the like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Exactly this, chat. Exactly that. You know, that's what we've got to be doing, guys. That is what we've got to be doing. Situation with ter Stegen, well, I've got absolutely no idea, but I can tell you that he's not coming to Chelsea. Not coming to Chelsea. That is for certain. Yeah, I reckon it's a safe bet. I reckon it's a safe bet. Definitely a safe bet. Yeah, they can be, but I don't envisage us having too many issues on that front. I don't envisage us having too many issues on that front. I think we'll be absolutely fine in regards to that. I think we'll be absolutely fine. I don't know why that keeps doing that. Yeah, we're very good at selling players, 100%. So yeah, look, that's the Xavi Simons stuff. In terms of outgoings, chat, I mean, outgoings are a bit more difficult. There's no denying that. The outgoings are definitely a little bit more difficult on certain things. Definitely more difficult on certain things. But let's have a look at some of the news in regards to outgoings. Let me just bring a few bits and pieces up right now. So let's start with Amanda Broja. I mean, by the way, how weird does it feel, chat, talking about Amanda Broja? You sort of forget that the guy even exists, doesn't he? You sort of forget that the guy even exists. You really do. You really do kind of forget that Broja is still existing. I mean, what even is Amanda Broja at this point? I mean, I think he scored 1 goal at Everton, didn't he? 1 goal? Yeah, 1 goal, I think. So yeah, it's a real strange one. Maybe Broja to Leipzig. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll never have any ill feeling towards players, you know, when they move on and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it's a weird one talking about Broja. It is a weird one. I mean, I don't know who's going to pay 25 million for Broja. That's the question here, chat. Who's going to pay 25 million for him? That's the issue here. I know we've dealt with them before, but if we are trying to lowball them and not meet their valuation of 60 million, it will be long. Now, we'll meet the valuation, I think, in one way or another. We will get to that valuation. Absolutely, we will. Maybe Brugge to Leipzig. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I think they're definitely one of the teams who are interested. I don't see them going to Man United. No, I don't think. I'll be honest, chat. I don't think Saudi Arabia are going to come in clutch for any more of these players. I personally don't see that. I personally don't see that happening. I mean, look, I could be wrong. I could absolutely be wrong on that. But yeah, I don't really see that being a thing. No, we're not stuck on 65 likes. We are on 155. But we still need to get that up. We still need to get that up. We need to get that too. We need to get that higher, chat. We need to be pushing that to 200 likes. Run it up, run it up. But we could do a buy one, get one free. You know, you get Broja. If you sign Broja, then, you know, we can chuck in, I don't know, we can chuck in someone else. We can chuck in someone else. How does that sound, people? What I mean, the comments have then gone from StreamYard again. What else is saying? Yeah, 25 mil is crazy. I can't lie. 25 mil. I was going to refresh the page, chat. Bear with me. Yeah, 25 mil is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, very, very odd. Very odd, 25 mil. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Yeah, I mean, he's probably worth about 15. Probably worth about 15, I would say. Yeah, no, the chat isn't working. It's not, the comments aren't coming through on StreamYard. But yeah, let's get this to 200 likes, people. As Morning Zombie saying, smash the like and subscribe. We're closing in on the 200 mark. Let's get it done. So yeah, look, Broja 25 mil. I mean, I don't know if I see anyone coming in for that money. I mean, I don't even know what teams would be interested in him. Yes, is he good enough to play for a Premier League team? Yeah, you would have to say that he is. You would have to say that he is. But which Premier League team? I'm not too sure. Which Premier League team would be good for him? Maybe a newly promoted club. Yep, Simmons is happening. Simmons will happen. People just need to relax themselves, patience, you know, all that sort of thing, chat. Just be patient. Simmons will happen. Simmons will happen. Broja to Strasbourg, maybe. I mean, look, one of the newly promoted clubs. Look, for me personally, I think Broja could definitely play for a bottom half Premier League team. He's still young. I think he's still only 23. The guy's been around for ages. He's been around for ages. Leeds is a possibility, although I've not really heard Broja's name linked with these sides, chat. I haven't heard Broja's name linked with these sides. So we'll see on that front. But I've not heard Broja's name linked with them. I think Wolves have looked at Broja in the past, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're interested in them really. I don't think they're really interested in him. Don't think they're really that interested, chap. So yeah, let's see what clubs we can get to come in for these players. Winter Howe will get the here we goes will come for these deals. Yeah, again, you know, this is it. We'll get these players will be gone, whether it's on loan or whether it's permanent. The likes of your Brojas, your Sterlings, your Chilwells, etc. These guys won't be here next season. These guys won't be here next season, chat. You know, all I'm concerned about is, are these players going to come? Are these players going to, are Hato and Simmons going to join? Yes, they will. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, no, there's going to be no Elise flashbacks, chat. There'll be no Elise flashbacks. We can definitely relax on that one. 100%. We can 100% relax on that one. But yeah, 25 mil for Broja. I mean, if anyone can do it, chat. If anybody can do it, it's us. If anyone can do it, it's us. So we'll see. We will see. I mean, yeah, look, the 25 mil is crazy. The 25 mil is crazy. Yeah, look, the Simmons and Hato stuff hasn't even been that long. It has literally been about a week or 10 days. 10 days max, I would say. We've been on that. Yeah, well, to us, Broja was very close to joining Ipswich last season, but it didn't happen in the end. It didn't happen in the end. Chat, we're still 40 likes away. Keep smashing that like button, people. Run it up, run it up. I'm trying to see what people are saying in the chat. I mean, look, Sterling could go to Napoli. Sterling could go to Napoli. There's absolutely a chance of that. Whether he will or not, I don't know. But there's definitely a chance. If Conte wants him, if Sterling wants Napoli, maybe he wants to stay in the UK. I don't know. Dacio Fofana will go. I don't know where he'll go, but he will certainly leave the football club. I think that much is clear. That much is clear. Dacio Fofana will leave the football club, chat. Yeah, I don't get the feeling Sterling will leave the UK, but again, could be wrong. And you know, beggars can't be choosers. You know, if there's Champions League football at stake, then yeah, I think he could. I think he could well. He could well go. I think he could well go. But yeah, if you were asking me now, do I think Sterling stays in the UK? I would say, yeah, I think he does. Yeah, I think he would. I think he does. Um, I mean, no, they're not running their deals down. Sterling will be gone, as will Chilwell. I think the thing with Chilwell is, chat, it's going to be a little bit more trickier to get rid of him. I think the best chance we've got of getting rid of Chilwell, unfortunately, is either paying off the remainder of his contract or coming to some sort of settlement. I think he's got 2 years left on his deal. Maybe we come to an agreement where we terminate the contract and we pay him 1 year, and he waives the other year. I think that's really what we're kind of getting left with at the moment for Chilwell. I don't see another situation arriving with Chilwell. So, yeah, let's see. Let's see, chat. What else is going on? Well, we might have to loan Sterling. I don't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well done to the Lionesses for sure. For sure. Anyone got any questions about anything, chat? Let me know. Let me know. He just wasn't part of the plans. You know, they didn't think he suited the system, and that was the reality here. You know, should he have given a chance? You could maybe argue that to a certain extent, but I'm not too sure. And there are no links. Ideal window would be what, Hato, Simmons, and then a Manyan or a Donnarumma. You know, if you can get those kind of goalkeepers. But yeah, look, Hato and Simmons will come. It's just about getting. Can we get a goalkeeper? If we get a goalkeeper, then this window, outgoings dependent as well, could well be the best window we've had under the new ownership. That's what I would say. I'm just going to try once more to refresh this, guys. Are the comments coming through now? Are the comments now going to come through? Chat. Someone write something in the chat for me. Let's see if it's coming through. No, they're not coming through. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this chat. The stuff is just not coming through. But fair enough. It is what it is, people. Yeah, no, the chat's not coming through on StreamYard. There's something up with StreamYard. I don't know what it is. But yeah, the comments aren't coming through. So there we go. Not to worry. Not to worry, guys. Not to worry. Bro, Brighton aren't coming for Chilwell. Brighton definitely aren't coming for Chilwell. I've got no idea who's coming for Chilwell. No idea. No idea whatsoever. But we're going to have to hope. We're going to have to hope for the best, chat. We are going to have to hope for the best. Let's check if there's any other news coming through on this one. Yeah, basically, not really sure what's going on here. Yeah, something weird is going on with this today. But anyway, yeah. Anyway. Chat, I think we're going to round this one out here. There's not much else happening. We're still waiting. Big up to everyone that's tuned in this afternoon. Appreciate each and every single one of you. I will be back again at 3 p.m. UK time. Got Sava from Football Heritage TV jumping on. We're going to have a little bit of a chat about Chelsea, a bit of a chat about Spurs. So yeah, come and join us at 3 p.m. for that one. Maybe we'll get the Here We Go for Hater or Simmons whilst we're live there. But chat, I'll be back at 3 p.m. Make sure you come and join me then. Big love for the support this afternoon. It's greatly appreciated. Please smash that like button on the way out. Let's get this up to 200 likes or as close to 200 likes as we can. We're on 163. Run this up, guys. Hit that subscribe button as well. See you all at 3 p.m. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Catch you guys later. Up the Chelsea, and we are out. Love.